question is not, does Israel, in my mind, have the right to defend itself, but how Israel chooses to defend itself. Let's remember what happened on October the 7th for a moment. I shed no tears for Yahya Sinwar, the so-called mastermind of October the 7th, the raping, the hostage-taking and the murder. He set a diabolic trap for Israel on October the 7th, and what we've seen is a direct consequence of the barbarism of October the 7th. That barbarism isn't a bridge to the liberation of the Palestinian people. It is a barrier to peace and reconciliation. And in their trauma, the Israelis have acted both in Gaza, now in Lebanon, and more widely in the region. So what's our responsibility? We've said that we have withdrawn 30 export licenses for military equipment that was previously being sold because it could breach international humanitarian law in relation to Gaza. We've demanded that immediate ceasefire, although respectfully the gentleman is absolutely right. At the moment, the main protagonists in this conflict are less interested in peace than the rest of the world and seem intent on continuing the violence. So I think the right and responsible course for the British government is to continue to make the case, along with international partners, that the only ultimate resolution is a two-state solution.
But in terms of the answer to the question, has Israel gone beyond defending itself?
Well, that's a legal judgment. There are legal cases underway,
it's also a matter of opinion. You've got people from the UN saying that they are. And I'm not. Hang on. I'm not coming down on one side or the other. But you've got the UNHCR, for example, saying they're appalled by the actions in northern Gaza. That's not a legal judgment. That's an opinion. Is your opinion that Israel's gone too far?
Yes, I'm horrified by the violence that we're witnessing. But what needs to happen? If Hezbollah is raining missiles down on Israel, any sovereign country would seek to defend itself. If we had suffered the scale of atrocity that Israel suffered on October the 7th,
do Palestinians have the right to self-defence, seeing as they're subject to occupation in the West Bank? Do they?
Only because I'm just going to get around to it.
So let me answer that question directly. The worth of a Palestinian child is exactly the same, in my mind, as that of an Israeli child. That is why the only resolution is to find a way back to politics, because ultimately we are witnessing horrendous killing on all sides at the moment.
The man at the very